Okay. Hello, hello. I'm gonna go through what I actually spent the money from the Awakened Multis track. I said that it would be 285 div, but then other people were listing, and I was listing for 280 at the end, and then someone just offered 275. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever, I'll take it. So I ended up getting 275 divines from that. And what I spent it on, which might not have been that great idea, but you know. So I got the dexterity mana split personalities. As you can assume, I've been running dexterity life until now. So that's dex mana here, dex mana here. One was 25 div, but then the next one that I could actually buy was 30 div. So 25, 30. I took but I got the Emperor's Mastery with the top roll. That was I think 37 div, 35 or 37. I'm not entirely sure. So I got that, and then I got a Perfect Roll Widow Hail. I ended up buying this one because this was not the cheapest, and then it's already corroded and it doesn't have the quality thing that you can have. But that's like what 2% attack speed, like the one here, per 8% quality. So it's like it's either 2 or 2 point something percent increase attack speed. So I don't really know if that's all that important. So I just have this, and then this way I will not be tempted to corrode it myself and then lose it. So that's that. I think that was like 30. No, it was 23 div, I think. Yeah. And then I got the Progenesis. I think this one was like an okay roll. So I ended up paying 55 div for this one. And then I also what I said at the beginning is that I want a big good ring so I can get value from the Calendar's Touch. But yeah, I ended up buying this one, and then the reason is that I'm not entirely sure how valuable the damage taken recouped his life is, but I also wanted to have at least the 25. So with the Progenesis, you can basically offset that damage altogether with the recoup, and then 15 times 2, so I have 30%. They can recoup his life, and then this is 25, so it should be like 25% less against the hits. So that should be pretty nice, but that ended up driving up the price for the rings that I could potentially get. So like, for example, there was something that was a good ring, and it also had a big life recouped roll, but I think that was like 200 divines, and then there was one that I was looking at that was 125, another that was 100, but none of them covered entirely what I was looking for. And there was one that was 87 divines that was pretty good, but I was pasting it into Path of Building to check, and I took too long and it was gone. Also, that one did not have the damage taken recoup his life. So because I took this one, and this one was cheap, like that was also why I took it. I mean, relatively cheap. It was 25 divs, which I mean, compared to a 200 divine ring, it is cheap, right? But this one doesn't have the big flat int, and I get a bunch of accuracy from the int. So I put on this ring, and I obviously realized that I am kind of boned because I had this one on me, and then I have what 6,000 life, and I have 5,630. So I basically lose a precise technique, and I lose the 40% more tag damage. So obviously that's not good. I did not really have any int source that I could do basically anywhere else. So I needed one. Eyes of the Great Wolf that has higher attributes. And yeah, also because I kind of I needed to lose the life here the 60% life, because then that also made me lose the precise technique. So I ended up finding this one, and then the second mod is not really relevant if I have, at least as far as I know, unless there is some conversion thing that I'm not sure about. So I have 8686, and then if it's all converted into cold, that isn't really a difference. So what I thought, that maybe I could be cute, right? Like fire damage from hits taken as cold, so I can lose the ruby flask and then use a silver over it with same mods, so like the increased effect and avoid being stunned. But then I put it on and I realized that I'm down to like 17 fire res, which would not matter against the hits because of the mod. Not here because of the mod, but then I have 17% res against fire dots, and I'm not entirely sure what are fire dots in the game or how often I would run into that. And I mean, I'm fire dot and I'm immune to ignite because of the whole storm shroud, avoid being shocked shenanigans, right? So I'm like ignite, chill, freeze, shock. Avoidance is over 100. So it might have been an actually useful and workable idea, but I was not sure, and I am still not sure. So I ended up just not doing it. So I basically have a second mod that is not very useful, and this one was 30 div. And there was another one that had 38% increased attributes and 60-something% damage. That is obviously pretty good, because like more damage, but that was 70 divines. And overall, I'm just gonna say that at this point, I'm not really sure about the value or the worth of things. So like, should I be paying 150 divines more for a ring that will give me like an extra 200, 300 mana? And I don't know. I don't know how min-maxing people are doing it. I was also looking into a Quiver, because obviously you would want movement speed over the projectile pierce mod, but none of them were like entirely up my alley for the price. And then also this whole situation that if I have a chaos res here, then obviously that takes up the space of an attack speed mod. So I do not have the attack speed here. But if I also have chaos here and also here, so if I'm buying a ring that has chaos res, then I'm way overcapped on chaos res, and that's like not very, I guess, isn't really a point to that. But if I lose the chaos res here and I only have it here, then even if I have a top res here, I am like what, 40 something, 50 something chaos res. So I thought that I would take the road where I do not have chaos res here. I have it here. I am at 62% when I do not have the progenesis up, and obviously when progen is up, I am at 76. And one more thing is the Pantheon, right? Because you was running this one, and then okay, I don't know why I have this one at the moment. Oh yeah, I actually do. Okay, anyway, point is I swapped from this one, now that I'm shock immune with the Storm Shroud thing. I swapped to this one because I lost a poison immunity for stun immunity, because I got stunned by Chayula way too many times and I got annoyed by it. So I ended up doing that. So I lost the poison immune. But because I don't need the shock reduced effect here, I go over here. And then I think 62% without the Flask up and 5% reduced Gauss scale damage taken here. And then the poison part of the Soul of Shikari as well. I think that should be enough in most scenarios. So I think I got better, kind of. But as you can see, I really want to hit 20k, but I'm just a bit shy of that. If I would get like a stronger ring, which I still might eventually, once I push my divines back up, then it would be like 20k, and then I could like swap this back for something else. I don't know, that's in the future. And then one more thing, and then I'm gonna wrap it up, is that one thing that I'm missing that I see many people do, and that's another big layer that I am still missing, is the Watcher's Eye mod with the percentage of mana as additional energy shield. And then you would have that. And then what people do is that they are running a cluster. And then, like, let's say you have, I don't know which one it takes over, but basically you run a cluster with the Storm Drinker. I think that's the mod. That gives you leech for energy shield. And then you can basically have that layer as well. But then again, that would be an entire different level, because if I do that, then I need a ring that has the huge flat intelligence, and then that boosts this one up. And then I see people have like 5k energy shield on top of the life as well, 5-6k. And then you can also leech into that, and that's another defensive layer. But I do not have that at the moment. And yeah, one more thing is that I got the Awakened ally damage with attack supports here, and here. And basically the only thing that does is that I can do Uberetzira finally without having to swap in the ring. Sibyl's Lament. Because I tried if I only have it here and here, and I still get one shot. I still get one shot by the link in the boots, because it's just too much damage still. Like if I ramp up, build does a lot of damage. So yeah, that's basically it. That is where I'm at. All right. Yeah. So these are the upgrades that I end up getting from the money from the Awakened Multi-Strike. Yep. And that's it. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.